Hey guys, welcome to the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV. I'm your host, Wes Bradshaw. Joining me as always, my main man, Luke Robertson. Folks, we are back at Firebird Country tonight. We told you we'd be back, and we're back. And folks, it's a gorgeous night. The air's a little sweeter. The anticipation is in the air because conference season is here. The opening night of the Big East Conference. Southern Nash going to be hosting Nash Central. And Luke, looking at those records, we should have a pretty good ball game tonight.
Yeah, we've got a 4-0 Southern Nash, a team we've seen before, very impressive offense against a 2-1 Nash Central. I want to give you one player from each team. For Southern Nash, I'm looking at Traylon Mitchell. He's their leading rusher, 123 yards a game. Look for a big game from him. And D'Angelo Johnson from Nash Central. He plays tight end and defensive end. We've seen how effective that type of player can be. And he averages 10 tackles a game. So look for him to stop Traylon on the defensive side.
Now, the only thing with that is, man, Southern Nash has a lot of guys they give that football to. And they're pretty good throwing to that tight end when they decide they want to do that.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a big football game tonight. As we said, conference play underway. The Big East 2A, 3A split conference. For both these teams, for Nash Central, I think not quite so much at stake, being on the 2A end of it. For Southern Nash, every game's big. You've got 4 3A teams. You've got Southern Nash, Northern Nash, Rocky Mountain, Franklinton. And then on the 2A ends, you've got Lewisburg, Nash Central, Roanoke Rapids, and Bunn. And those guys are all slugging out, but those 3As, especially your Rocky Mountain, Northern, and Southern, they're all going to be fighting right at the top for that conference championship this year. So Southern Nash is going to want to get off to a good, quick start. But Nash Central, as you said, they're sitting at 2-1. They're like, wait a minute, we're not here to be some patsy pushover tonight. And we've seen some improvement this year in Nash Central from years past.
Yeah, I think Southern Nash is looking to put an exclamation point at 5-0. They're seeing how much attention Northern is getting, a team that we've given a lot of credit to this season. I think they're ready for the stage themselves, and they're ready to get some credit.
Folks, this starts the race for the Big East Championship. And, folks, we're going to be here with you just about every week of it. We're having us a bye week next week, but you're not really missing anything because a lot of teams taking their bye next week, so we decided we'd take ours as well. Folks, big thanks to tonight's game sponsors, the Small Shops Mall of Sunset Avenue, Don Bullock Chevrolet, and join us tonight, Golden Corral, the only one for everyone. Folks, this is the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week. When we come back, we're going to have kickoff for you right here from Firebird Country on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade it now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard, the only one for everyone.
And welcome everyone back on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV. Wes Bradshaw, Luke Robertson coming to you from the press box at Southern Nash High School. That's right, folks, Firebird Country, as we kick off the 2022 Big East 2A, 3A Conference. And we do it in style tonight. The Southern Nash Firebirds hosting the Nash Central Bulldogs. Southern Nash 4-0 in the season. Nash Central 2-1. And Luke, we are moments away from kicking off this Big East season.
Yeah, Southern Nash coming off a 34-14 win over South Granville. Nash Central coming off a 35-6 win over North Johnson. So both teams riding the hot hand.
Should be a good ball game, folks. You're going to get the three-headed monster rushing attack from Southern Nash. And Nash Central coach Chris Lee going to have to find a way to slow down the Firebirds tonight. All right, we are ready. We are set. We're just waiting for a whistle. And here we go. Friday ball underway. Central come on the return. Huge haul up the middle. Folks, he gone. And just like that, puts 6 on the board. Bulldog fans, that's a Javaris Jones 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And folks, whoever thought Nash Central wasn't going to come ready to play tonight, they thought wrong. Central strikes first and strikes fast.
Number 5, Javaris Jones, 85 yards a game for this young man. 5 touchdowns on the season, make that his 6th.
Now, Javaris Jones, he had to outrun a defense, but I'll tell you what, the hole that was created for him, I could have at least got back to the 40 on that run. Central sets up, extra point snap high, kick is on the way, it is good. Kick by number 33, John William Bullock. And 11:46 to go here in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Nash Central leading the Southern Nash Firebirds. I just think we'll take a moment to thank tonight's game sponsors. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue in Rocky Mount. Don Bullock Chevrolet, doing it the better way at Don Bullock Chevrolet. And welcome back to the show tonight, Golden Corral, 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard, the only one for everyone. Of course, our title sponsor, JR's Maintenance, Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support all the student athletes. And Luke, we just got thunderstruck.
Like we said, Wes, 35-6 win over North Johnson. They're still rolling hot from that. If there's one thing we know is that this Southern Nash offense can get rolling, and they can get rolling fast, so expect them to come out hot.
Bullock going to be kicking it off. 5'11", 170-pound senior. Nice extra point off a high snap. Kept his composure, got it down. All right, so here we go. Let's see how Southern Nash answers. Bullock angles this one toward the sideline. And here come the Firebirds on their attempt. And still on his feet, ball's loose. Jaden Whitaker had it popped out, but is recovered by Southern.
36-yard line, fumble on the play.
So kind of a jumbled start from Southern Nash, but now that offense has the ball, and let's see if they can smooth a few things out.
Yeah, a lot of nerves here early after that opening touchdown, but good eyes on Logan Saunders there to jump on top of that fumble.
Brock Alford brings out the Firebird offense, an offense that's been putting up a lot of points and a lot of yards thus far this season. And Alford has done his job. He throws a limited amount, but when he does, he makes you pay for it. Alford with the keeper. He's going down behind the line. And coming up with that tackle for Nash Central.
Dropped for a loss on the play.
That's number 75, Jordan Williams, the senior defensive tackle. Shot through the gap, took down the quarterback. Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd and 11. And we've got a whistle on the field. Looks like we have an equipment issue with a Central player. That's Dominique Whitehead, the senior, coming off the field. Hand off, coming around left side at the corner, turning the corner.
Trey Mitchell on the carry. He's going to take the ball out to midfield. That's a 14-yard gain, and that's the Southern Nash first down.
Mitchell, a 6'2", 190-pound senior. Luke, of course, highlighting him before the game, coming in, putting up some gaudy rushing stats on the season.
Yeah, as you said, Wes, they've got a lot of guys who can do it, but Traylon, their leading rusher, he's going to get a lot of touches tonight.
Toss coming right side, looking for some running room, but hit by a host of Bulldogs. That's
Mitchell Jones on the carry. He's going to push forward up to around the 48-yard line. Call the 47, be a gain of 3, bring up 2nd down and 7.
Jones picks up 3 on the carry. I think that opening kickoff and then that first play of scrimmage maybe served as a quick wake-up call for Southern Nash. Nash Central, they've had some lean years coming into this one, but I think they proved that they're not here just to lay down for anybody. Alford, handoff at the middle.
Madison Jones on the carry. He's going to take it down to the Nash Central 36-yard line. That's an 11-yard gain and another Southern Nash First down.
That is Madison Jones, number 26 on the carry for Southern Nash. And we have a Southern Nash player down. Quick injury timeout.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade it now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
All right, Southern back to the line after the injured player able to walk off under his own power. Alford's handoff up the middle.
Madison Jones on the carry once again. He's going to take it up near the
Madison
33-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Bring up second down and 7.
On that carry for Southern Nash. And Luke, I think I told you that Southern Nash seems like they have a different uniform combination for pretty much every night of the year if they want it. Tonight, rocking the gray jerseys with the red numbers. Takes about half an extra second to pick up that jersey number, but that's a sharp-looking uniform. Handoff coming around left side. That's Mitchell. Mitchell still on his feet. And Mitchell going to be shy of the 30.
Mitchell on the carry. He is going to take the ball down to the Nash Central 31-yard line. It's a gain of 2. That'll bring up third down and 5.
He'll get down to 31. Third down and 5 coming up. And Luke, early on, Nash Central, they're not giving up the big play at least.
Yeah, this front line for Nash Central's defense looks great. And again, remember number 12, D'Angelo Johnson, 10 tackles a game. He's a big guy up front. He's going to be around the tackle every time.
All right, third down, and let's call this a long 4. Alford on the keeper, and Alford spins right into a bunch of white jerseys. He's going to be short of the first down.
On the keeper, he's going to take it up near the 28-yard line. That'll bring up fourth down and 2.
Oh, wow. Looks like he got a really good spot out of that. Wow, that's closer to being 4th and 1. I thought he only picked up about a yard or so.
Yeah, this is the trouble you can get in when you rely heavily on the run game. If you've got a good D-line in front of you, you can't keep running. You've got to adjust.
Mitchell gets his way up over the 25. He's going to have it over the first down.
23-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain and another Southern Nash first down.
And we've got another Firebird down, and he's trying to hop up. That's Malachi Dobbins. Or Palacios. Well, no, never mind. I was looking at it wrong. That was Malachi Dobbins getting up. All right, so we don't have to stop any play. Here we go, 1st and 10. 8:33 to go first quarter. 7-0 Nash Central leading. Alford spins out again. And Alford got it over to his running back.
He's going to take it up to the Nash Central 21-yard line. Be a gain of 3.
There's a lot of deception in the Southern Nash offensive system. There has been for years. The quarterback spins a lot, goes out with it. Quarterbacks will take hits in this system. And Alford has taken a handful of them already. Nash Central's out there popping pads early.
Yeah, you'll see depending on the play, looks like Alford gets out there and blocks a lot for these guys. So he's taking a lot of hits early.
Handoff, that's Jones. He's not going to find much joy up the middle.
Take it up just inside the 20-yard line. That'll bring up third down.
It's third down and 5.
Down about 6.
Coming up for Nash Central. For Southern Nash.
One thing we saw last time we watched Southern Nash is they'll lull you to sleep with the run, but Landon Baker, the wide receiver number 86, has 4 touchdown catches on the season, so don't be surprised if you see Alford sling it here soon.
We saw 2 or 3 of them that night. We saw them. Hand off right side, trying to find some running room is Mitchell Jones.
Mitchell Jones on the carry. He's going to take it up.
He's going to be short the first down.
Fourth down.
We'll bring him another 4th down. Southern just methodically moving the football. And it's going to take 4 downs to get 10 yards. It's like they're going to go for it. Central's defensively, they are looking very tough early. Toss coming around left side. That's Mitchell. Mitchell inside the 10. Put 6 on the board. Firework fans. That's a Southern Nash touchdown. Traylon Mitchell from 15 yards out. And Southern is an extra point away from tying up this ball game. And there it was, as Denzel said, and remember the Titans. It's like Novocaine. Just keep hitting them with it.
And that's what Southern will do to you. They march down the field slowly, eat a ton of the clock, and next thing you know, they're in the end zone.
Charlotte Benson, extra point is no good. 6:43 to go in the first quarter on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week. Nash Central 7, Southern Nash 6. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break on WHIG TV.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It, now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Ham.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh them and find out.
Okay. A pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. Phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall, with nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week, bringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
All right, folks, back on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week. We are back playing Central. A little miscommunication on that one. Oh, man, almost breaking that is Isaiah Finkley. There was some big miscommunication on the catch. But Finkley was basically a jersey grab away from breaking down the sideline for another one. Southern Nash was like, well, we're not going to kick it deep. Central's like, that's fine. All right, folks, so for the first time tonight, we see the Nash Central offense come on the field. They are led by the junior, number 18, Carson Tadlock. Javaris Jones, who you saw with the opening kickoff return for the touchdown, that is the horse that Central are going to look to feed tonight. And fumble on the snap. And just like that, Southern Nash up with it, Malachi Dobbins. And it looked like a bad snap on the play. And Central's still yet to really run an offensive play at this point.
Yeah, that's Southern Nash. You can't make careless mistakes against them. There's a reason they're 4-0. They take advantage when other teams make mistakes, and this offense is right back out there.
Second time tonight a ball's hit the ground. But the first time it's resulted in a turnover. All All right, so Alford back out. Well, Southern wanted to keep the defense fresh. They're doing a pretty good job of that. Southern trying to get lined up, and we're going to have some movement up front. Oh, no, check it. That might be on Central. Central lined up in the neutral zone.
Against the Bulldogs is the call.
Southern was having some issues just getting themselves lined up for the play, and Central kind of bailed them out. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. 6:32 to go here in the first quarter. 7-6, Nash Central leading Southern Nash. Southern, after a turnover, they have the ball just outside the red zone. Handoff right side. Mitchell, he's in the red zone. He's spinning. He's going back to that left side of the end zone. Put 6 on the board. Firebird fans, that's a Southern Nash touchdown. Mitchell from 21 yards out.
For 6.
And just like that, Southern Nash have the lead.
We saw this Nash Central defense come out hot with a great defensive drive. But this Southern offense, I mean, again, this is why they're 4-0, and they've got a ton of guys that can do it. Traylon Mitchell there running it in for his second touchdown already.
Twice he's kicked outside the left side. They're going for 2 to try to chase those earlier points. Mitchell this time fumbles the ball forward. Now Southern fell on that ball in the end zone. Mitchell fumbled it about the 1. Are they going to say he was already down? They will say he was already down. 6:24 to go in the first quarter. Southern Nash 12, Nash Central 7.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
6:24 to go. Southern going to be kicking it off. Southern Nash has controlled the clock here in the first quarter as Nash Central has run one offensive play, and it was a fumble. Therefore, there's the kickoff, and this time we know what we're doing. Finkley looking for somewhere to run. Finkley's still on his feet. He's up over the 40. There is a flag down around the 39.
Number 8, he's going to take it out near the Bulldog 32-yard line. There is a penalty flag on the play.
All right, let's see what we got off of this. Block in the back against Central, so another penalty against Nash Central. And that's going to back them up from what was going to be good starting field position. All right, now Tadlock got to come out. He's just got to calm down. Just do a few of the basic things. Take the snap, hand the ball off. Go from there. Ball spotted back at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10, Bulldogs. Man in the backfield is Greg Anstead, number 15. Penalty flag down the play. That's James Rogers, 19 in the backfield. False start against Nash Central. And there's another penalty against Central early on, Luke.
Yeah, you can't keep making mistakes like this early in the game, especially against a team like Southern Nash. You're going to see the majority of their carries go to Javaris Jones and James Rogers, the 2 leading touchdown scorers for Nash Central. If Southern can stop the run, it's going to be a pretty tough night for Nash Central.
Tyquan Jones under center at quarterback. Handoff left side. Rogers looking somewhere to run. Rogers trying to stretch out. Rogers has the outside. Rogers has the corner. Rogers is in a foot race. He gone. No flags. Put 6 on the board, Bulldog fans.
Number 19 for the Bulldogs. He takes it 75
That's a 75-yard touchdown run from James Rogers. And it is absolute feast or famine for the Bulldogs early on tonight, as they have retaken the lead here in the first quarter. And once again, Southern Nash is kind of looking around like, what the heck is going on here? Another big play from Nash Central. Bullock on to attempt the extra point. Hit his first one. Flag down on the play, and that's going to be encroachment against Southern Nash. Check it. They're going to call a false start against Central.
Third start against the Bulldogs.
And Bullock looks to be staying on the field. He
Conversion
should have
will now
enough
take
leg for
place from
this.
the 8
Looked like he
yard
had
line.
enough leg for this earlier. All right, Bullock sets up, snap, hold. Bullock's kick on the way. Oh, he's got leg for days. Extra point is
Nash
good.
Central kick is up and good.
6 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Nash Central Bulldogs 14.
We've got an early
Minnesota
shootout here in
Nash
Firebird
12.
Country. Nash Central 14, Southern Nash 12 here on the game of the week.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade it now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
All right, folks, we are 6 minutes into this first quarter. We've already got 4 touchdowns on the board between these two. Nash Central has 2 of the most explosive plays we've seen all season under their belt. People are still filing in for buying their tickets. All right, 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 14-12, Nash Central leading Southern Nash. And Bullock kicks it off. Mitchell bobbles the ball. He'll go down and out around the 25-yard line.
Fumbled and then recovered by Southern Nash.
First and
Powers will
10.
take it for first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So, Luke, in 6 minutes, we've seen a bunch of penalties. We've seen a bunch of fumbles. We've seen a bunch of bobbles. And we've seen a bunch of open field running.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of mistakes from Nash Central thus far. However, their 2 explosive touchdowns have kind of made up for that. They've got to play more disciplined football going forward because, again, if you make these kind of mistakes against a team like Southern Nash, it's hard to keep that up.
All right, Southern back to try it again. By far the deepest they've had to start a drive tonight. Hand off, coming around left side, that's Mitchell. Mitchell going to get up to about the 27-yard line.
28-yard line. Be a gain
Let's
of
give
about
him the
3.
28.
Second down and 7.
Pick up a 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 coming up. And folks, you're seeing what you're going to see from Southern. They're going to run the football. If they do put the ball in the air, they're going to lull us to sleep with that run and then try to go over top to maybe one of those tight ends. Mitchell limping off on the sideline. That's something to keep an eye on. Alford under center. Handoff right side. Jones trying to find some running room. He finds no joy against this Central front.
That'll bring up third down and about 6.
3rd and 6 coming up, and very impressive start from Nash Central, especially on that defensive line.
Yeah, Wes, you got to give it to them. This Nash Central defense looks prepared. They were game planning for this Southern Nash offense, that's for sure.
They are moving people off the front. That's a hard thing to do usually against the Southern Nash line. And Coach Batchelor
Nash, the
wants
first
to talk it over.
of the half.
Timeout. Southern Nash, 4:47 to go, first quarter. Third down and 6. Auburn under center. There's a bobble ball in the backfield. Jones trying to run. He is swallowed up by the white jerseys. Loss on the play. I believe we're going to see the Southern Nash punt team come out in another example of Southern putting the ball on the ground, Luke.
And about 7.
Southern Nash bringing out the punt team. And they've got one of the big numbers back there doing the punting tonight. That's 63, Christopher Julius Harris, 6'1", 240-pound sophomore. Plays tackle, plays nose, and punts. Southern got to get this snap off. They do, just in time. Nice punt. And folks, they're doing it again. On his horse. There is a flag down, but Finkley takes it to the house. Penalty flag down, and folks, you probably got to assume this is coming back. But folks, whatever. All right, it's going to be holding against Central, so take it off the board. But extremely poor special teams play tonight from Southern Nash. They've missed an extra point. They've given up a kickoff return for a touchdown, and now take this hold off. That's a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes from the Southern Nash special teams, and it's surprising to see, Wes. We've watched this team before. We know what high level of football they can play. They're giving up huge plays to the Bulldog offense tonight and special teams.
Penalty's going to push the Bulldogs back to the Southern Nash, or to the Bulldog 37-yard line, where they'll take the first and 10.
Central going to start off their own 37. Southern Nash kind of has this air about them like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be doing this to us. What's going on here?
Yeah, you got to respect the attitude that Nash Central came out here with against this 4-0 Southern Nash team. They're ready to fight.
I'm absolutely thrilled about this attitude from Nash Central. It's been missing for a long time out of that program. Chris Lee doesn't look like he has big numbers on that sideline, but he's got some kids who have a little swag on that sideline. Tyquan Jones under center. And off in the backfield, Javaris Jones. Jones fighting his way forward. Nice gain on first down.
Take it out to the 42-yard line. We'll call out a gain of about 4, bring up 2nd down and 6. Good flag around on the tackle.
First carry from Jones. Jones, of course, opened the game with a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And off the left side. And that is Rogers fighting his way forward.
That looks like it's going to be good enough for a Bulldog first down.
That's going to be Isaiah Drawn on that carry. And Drawn going to fight his way forward. Looks like with the spot, they're going to get the first down. First down Bulldogs. They're up at the 48-yard line. 2:52 to go here in the first quarter. 14-12, Nash Central leading Southern Nash on the game of the week. Central lining up in that wing T. And off of the middle. No, that was play action. Got to get rid of it. And Jones is caught in the backfield.
That's going to be a big loss on the play of about 13 yards.
Malachi Dobbins coming up with the sack.
13 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 23.
And Central trying to catch Southern with the play action. It blew up on them. Big loss on the play, and now Southern has Central in the spot they want them in. Inside handoff. And folks, that ball ended up on the ground. Southern Nash recovered. And that was Logan Saunders, the junior. Folks, another turnover, and folks, this game's been exciting. It's been sloppy, but it's been exciting.
Yeah, more ball security issues from Nash Central there. And again, great big plays by their special teams units, but you can't rely on those to beat a team like Southern Nash.
Alford, flag on the play. False start against Southern.
Penalty flag on the play. False start against the Firebirds. That 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15.
You know, what was weird was we saw Southern in week 3. We'll go with that, 2. And, you know, that's when you were kind of expecting those early season penalties, and they didn't really have them. You're like, all right, they've got this figured out. Tonight, nah. We're going to revert. Double reverse. That ball's on the ground, picked up by Central.
Down play, recovered by the Bulldogs.
Isaiah Lane,
Now take over inside.
the senior end. Folks, another turnover. Luke, you and I met before the season just to talk a little football, talk some things. You've never really seen a lot of Southern Nash. I said it's a fun, it's an exciting offense. But there's going to be nights they're going to put the ball on the ground 9 times. Ball on the 47, 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Minute 28 to go here in the first quarter. Central with a 2-point lead in the ball. Hand off up the middle. And that's drawn.
Central on the carry. Number 9 is going to take it up near the 40-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 6. Bring up 2nd down and 4.
Drawing a compact, powerful running back. 5'7", 190 pounds. He runs hard, runs it with some authority.
Yeah, Wes, I think we're seeing the true character of this Southern Nash team. They've won every game by a huge margin. Now having a tough matchup in Nash Central, really seeing what they're made of.
Absolutely. How does Southern respond to having their nose bloodied? Rogers around left side. Rogers cuts back inside. He's up over the 30.
Number 19 on the carry. He's going to take it up to the Southern Nash.
All up to the 29-yard line.
29, maybe 28-yard line.
Nice run.
First down Nash Central at the 5-yard 28.
First down for the Bulldogs. 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Nash Central a 14-12 lead over Southern Nash. Bulldogs are driving down inside the 30. Hand off. Jones has nothing going. There's a flag on the play.
Number 5 on the carry for Nash Central. Luke Faulkner and Malachi Dobbins bring him down for about a loss of 2. Penalty flags on the play.
So our penalty's going to be holding against
Holding
Central.
is the call against the Bulldogs.
Honestly, I thought they missed a false start before the play. But looking at now, Central probably would have rather had that. Just take the 5 yards.
Yeah, Wes, we talked about some potential depth issues for the Bulldogs, but when you've got running backs as good as Javaris Jones and James Rogers, they might be able to get it done for you.
Holding against the Bulldogs. Penalty is declined. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
Well, Southern declined the penalty. They'll take the loss on the play and the loss of down. And folks, with that, they are going to run off the rest of this first quarter. 1 quarter in the books from Firebird Country. Big thanks to tonight's game sponsors, the Small Shops Mall, Don Bullock Chevrolet, Golden Corral, and JR's Maintenance. Folks, let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back with second quarter action here on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV.
To the end of the first.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Yeah.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh them and find out.
Okay. Pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. Phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall, with nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week, bringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
And welcome back on the Jarvis Maintenance High School football game of the week on WHIG TV. Nash Central with the ball, with the lead as we start the second quarter. Javaris Jones trying to get outside, slips a couple of tackles, turns upfield, puts his head down, and that looked like about a 3-yard loss. That got turned into about a 7-yard gain. Great running there, Luke Robertson.
That's going to bring up third
Yeah,
down.
number 5, Javaris Jones. That was a tough run. Both him and James Rogers, not huge guys, but they are aggressive runners, getting it done for Nash Central tonight.
It's Wes Bradshaw, Luke Robertson coming to you from the press box here at Nash Central High School. Excuse me, it's Southern Nash High School. I know I'm in Nash County. That's enough, right? Just going to drop the Nash and just go Southern and Central from now on, I think. All right, third down and 2. Jones under center. Jones hands it off. All right, folks, second effort. That's going to be close. Wow, okay, it looks like with the spot, definite first down. First down, Bulldogs. Folks, by the actual time in less than 24 hours, North Carolina Wesleyan University, that's right, University, will kick off their home football slate. WHIG TV will be there for all 4 home games this year. The man behind the mic, well, that would be my good friend Randy Randallson. Join Randy for at least 3 of those 4 home games this year. We'll talk about that a little more. Handoff coming left side. Rogers has the corner. And put 6 on the board, Bulldog fans. That is a Nash Central touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run from James Rogers. Folks, I was watching this side judge the whole way. There was some jostling out with one of the wide receivers. I thought he was going to throw a flag for holding, never threw it. Folks, Nash Central. Wow. I'll just leave it at that. Bullock on to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold, kick on the way. Extra point is good. 10:25 to go in the first half. Nash Central 21, Southern Nash 12. Here on the game of the week.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
All right, folks, Bullock going to be kicking it off. Folks, it has been far from the prettiest football game we've ever seen, but it is definitely an exciting one. Nash Central 21, Southern Nash 12 with 10:25 to go in the first half. We've seen turnovers, we've seen penalties, we've seen big special teams plays. Bullock looked like he kind of slipped as he kicked that. Traylon Mitchell up with it. Mitchell at the 30, Mitchell through the middle. And he's going to get up to the 40-yard line.
Trey Mitchell on return. He's going to take it out to the Southern Nash 41-yard line.
And folks, we have got a late flag coming about 30 yards behind the play. We had a Southern and a Central player jostling back and forth. The penalty flags have been plentiful tonight. Let's see what we're going to get here. It's going to be a personal foul on somebody. Personal foul. All right, it's going to be against both teams, so they're going to offset each other.
Teams and penalties will offset. Southern Nash will take it first and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The flags are flying all over in this game. It has been just some sloppy, undisciplined football with moments of magic.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of attitude from this Nash Central team. They're playing hard and they're playing tough. This defense is giving the Southern Nash offense a hard time.
Hand off. That's going nowhere for Central. Central said the ball's out. Central just got the ball. That was a fumble.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the Bulldogs.
Central think they have it. They're putting the offense on the field. Southern's not so sure. The officials are getting together, folks. This game's getting a little wild.
I think that Nash Central's kind of got Southern off their game a little bit, clearly. Both teams are a little rattled. There's a lot of nerves, a lot of emotions, and you're seeing a lot of sloppy football because of that.
These officials have got to get whatever's going on out here under control. Both offenses are on the field right now. So Central is in a huddle. I think they just gave the ball back to Southern Nash. And Chris Lee wants his explanation now. But the official has signaled it's going to be Southern Nash's football. It's the twists and the turns. What a game this has been. So I believe the football is going to go back to Southern Nash. Central still has the offense on the field. All right, they're starting to switch out now.
Southern Nash will maintain possession, it appears.
But once again, sloppy ball handling from Southern Nash.
Yeah, we saw when they played Fike the first time, the way their offense is run, it does leave a lot of margin for error in terms of the ball coming out, but you think they'd kind of have that under control at this point in the season.
I tell you, there's just these nights that pop up for them every now and then. Toss coming back, right side. There is a flag coming from the back.
Katie Ricks Tucker on the carry is going to take it out near the 34-yard line. Penalty flag on the play.
Caden Ricks Tucker on that carry, holding against Southern. Holds and fumbles and penalties. Oh my. I don't see a yellow brick road out there, but.
Yeah, characteristic for Southern Nash. They're usually a very disciplined football team, as we've seen them play before. Again, I think Nash Central's kind of got them off their game a little bit.
All right, Southern up to the line. 1st and 19. Hey, Southern just trying to get lined up right. Alford looking to throw. Alford, he's got a man in the flat. Turn to throw. Nate Redmond turned his head, completely lost what he was doing. He was supposed to be Alford's outlet. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 19 coming up. It's just been breakdown after breakdown so far for Southern Nash.
And again, I think we need to give credit to this Nash Central defense. I mean, they came prepared. They've got this Southern Nash offense just totally disjointed.
2nd down coming up. Redmond on the carry. He'll spin forward for about
Redmond on the carry. He's going to take it
4
up
or 5
to
yards.
the Nash Central 37-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down at about 14.
3rd and long coming up for Southern. Not the position they want to be in. So we approach the 9-minute mark here of the first half. Nash Central 21, Southern Nash 12. So what a way this will be to kick off Big East play. And off left side, Mitchell, he's not getting anything.
Trey Mitchell on the carry. He's going to be dropped near the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down and long.
4th down coming up. And they're going to have to punt it away.
Wes, what's standing out to me about Nash Central, both offensively and defensively, is their speed. We've seen their guys run on the outside to score those big touchdowns, but I'm also seeing these defensive backs, D linemen, edge rushers, getting to these obviously quick Southern Nash backs. Very impressive on the defensive side for the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you, from what I've seen so far, Nash Central's a faster football team. And we've got a flag, and Chris Lee is furious on the field. Flag is back behind everything. All right, and Central's going to get the timeout before the flag. 8:09 to go, folks. Let's take a quick commercial break. 8:09 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Nash Central 21, Southern Nash 12. Folks, hold on to something. We'll be back on the Jaguars Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard, the only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Ham.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh him and find out.
Okay. A pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. Phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall. With nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week, ringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
All right, folks, back on the JR's Maintenance High School football game of the week. 4th down. Southern Nash going to be punting it away. This has not worked out well for them so far. That was a good punt, but you know who's coming up with it. And this time for Finkley, he doesn't get much of anything.
Good coverage by the Firebirds. Jaden Whitaker and Katie Ricks Tucker on the tackle. All
right, so 7:55 remaining in the first half. Nash Central gets the football back. They've got the lead. And Luke Robertson, we were talking about it, during the break. For Central, they need to pour it on while they're pouring it on is good. Second half, you never know what you might get out of the Southern Nash team.
Yeah, I've loved the offensive game plan so far. Of course, helped by 2 big special teams touchdowns early. But knowing you can't really run it up the middle much on this Southern Nash defense, take the edge. If you're quicker, go for it.
That's Jones, third man through.
Number 5 on the carry for the Bulldogs. He's going to be stopped after a gain of maybe 1. Madison Jones in on the tackle. They'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
You want to know what's scary about this Nash Central team? Javaris Jones only a junior, and James Rogers is only a sophomore.
I'd love to see the 40 times on both of those guys.
God, Rogers just looks like his feet aren't touching the ground when he turns the corner. Second down and 9. Jones trying to stretch it out. He'll turn up. He'll get a couple yards on the play. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think this is what you want to see from Southern Nash. You've got to see some adjustment on defense. They have to seal that edge.
All right, 3rd down coming up. Bulldogs haven't found themselves in a lot of 3rd and long tonight. See what they pull out of the book here. Jones rolls. Jones bootleg. Flag. That's probably going to be a hold. Jones has him up for the first down.
For Nash Central, it's a first down. However, there is a penalty flag back behind the play.
Beautiful play call. The naked bootleg going out to the right. Unfortunately for Central, it's coming off the board. But a beautiful play call on 3rd and 7 had the entire Southern defense going one side. And Jones with the naked had it all day, but flag on the play is bringing it back.
Though that play is called back, we see even more speed there from the quarterback position, Tyquan Jones. He's quick as well.
He's small and quick. They're going to have to mix in some quarterback runs tonight just to try to keep this defense off balance. Jones looking to throw. Jones going downfield. Central came down with that football. I think Southern thought they had the interception. Grayson Richardson, the senior, he just now fought him on the way down and took the ball out of his hand.
2 impressive back-to-back plays from quarterback Tyquan Jones. We saw some speed on the run and a great arm there.
Get you some Bulldogs. Central on the move. Toss Rogers.
Number 19 on the carry.
Rogers hit a wall.
Nice hit on the carry. Going a short game, bring up second down and long. Second down and 8.
Rogers ran into the big freshman linebacker, Luke Faulkner. Picked up a couple on the play. Second down, under 5 to go here in the first half. 21-12, Central leading Southern Nash. Hand off, right side, Javaris Jones. Jones puts his head down, fires forward over the 50-yard line.
Here for the Bulldogs. He's going to push it up into 5-yard territory, bring up third down and 4.
Up to about the 49-yard line, so a manageable third down coming up for Central. Third down and 4. Hand off right side. Once again looking to stretch. Not going to get much of anything there.
Number 6 on the carry for the Bulldogs. He's going to be stopped at midfield. That's going to be a loss of 1 and bring up fourth down and 5.
Elijah Harrison loses a yard on that. Fourth down coming up Central. Going to punt it away. It looks like they're at midfield.
Again, good adjustment there by the Southern defense to seal that edge. The speed's been getting to them all game from Nash Central. You got to cut that off.
Tadlock going to be punting. I don't mind punting right here. Clock's running. You're not going to punt this till under 3.5. The way your defense has been playing. Southern will get the ball first to start the second half. And folks, that's going to be a delay of game against Nash Central.
Delay a game against the Bulldogs is the call. That 5-yard penalty will make it 4th and 10.
I mean, for Central, that's a little unacceptable. Something as easy as coming in and snapping for the punt. You just cost yourself 5 yards. Good snap. Solid punt. Central down covering it. And Bulldogs going to down this ball to the 31-yard line.
At the 31-yard line, 5 yards to take it for 1st and 10. Hey, nice job, defense.
3 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Nash Central has ridden some explosive plays and some sloppy Southern Nash ball handling to have a 21-12 lead. This is a really, really big possession for both teams in this football game. Central will be kicking off the ball to begin the second half to Southern Nash. But for Southern, if they can get a score and then get the ball back immediately, start the second half, that would be a big momentum one. And Southern Nash having some communication issues. And they're going to take a timeout with 3:02 to go here in the first half.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard, the only one for everyone.
All right, looks first down for the Firebirds. Alford rolling out. Alford! He was under a lot of pressure.
Back up pass intended for Thomas Copeland, falls incomplete.
Was looking for Thomas Copeland out of the backfield. Incomplete pass brings up second down. Central have gotten the big plays tonight offensively on special teams, but defensively they have been good.
And I think those early special teams plays really gave the defense a lot of confidence. I mean, this defense came out hot from the start, but to put a team like Southern Nash in such a position like this, very impressive.
Penalty flag on the play. Delay a game against the Firebirds.
Flag on the
I
play,
think it's
delay of game
2nd and 15.
against Southern. Very uncharacteristic stuff you're seeing tonight from Southern Nash.
Always got to be inside the numbers. He's fine now. He's fine now. He's fine now.
Alford rolling out to his right. Alford, he's in trouble, and he's going to be. Let's see what they're going to call.
Pass is incomplete. That'll make it 3rd and 15.
They're going to give him an incomplete. He was outside the tackle box, but there wasn't anybody around.
Yeah, something I don't like about that play call is what we've been talking about with Nash Central is they've got speed, not just on offense, on defense as well. And Alford is not slow, but he's certainly not as fast as these linebackers from Nash Central.
Alford's got to get rid of that football a lot faster than that. He's got to have an internal clock in his head. Even when he's running away, he's got to know that pressure's coming.
I think, again, like we talked about earlier, you'll see him block on runs, going out there like that. You're putting your quarterback in a bad position to get hurt there.
Alford gets the play. So it is an incomplete pass. Alford narrowly avoiding the sack. Toss, double toss. Oh, that's going nowhere. Big loss. Big loss, and for Nash Central staying home, D'Angelo Johnson, that dude that you were talking about before the game, Luke, all day. Wow,
Again.
Stayed home, played very good fundamental football, and a big loss for Southern.
A representation of this Nash Central team as a whole, D'Angelo Johnson, he's big, he's fast, and he plays aggressively.
Not only that, I am loving the fact that Nash Central's playing with a chip on their shoulder. And you can't discount that at this level. All right, Southern going to punt away. Still on his feet. Nice return from Dominique Whitehead.
Number 6 on the return for Nash Central. Brings it out to the Southern Nash 35-yard line. There is a penalty flag on the play. Holding against the Bulldogs is the call.
Flag on the play, holding against Nash Central. They giveth and they taketh. All in the same play. All right, so Holden going to drop them back to about the 45-yard line. All in all, that's really not bad field position. All right, Central with the ball, minute 49 to go. Says they've got 2 timeouts is what it says on the scoreboard. Jones fakes it. Jones looking downfield. Jones has open field. He's running. And he'll go out of bounds. He'll pick up the first down. Heads up from Taekwon Jones.
He's going to scramble for about 11 yards, take it up to
He
the
had the whole
39.
PlayStation thing going with D'Angelo Johnson. He was giving him the point. Go there, go there, go there. And all that did was pull that safety and open up all kinds of running room for Taekwon Jones.
Yeah, I can't overstate it enough. The speed of this Nash Central team is incredibly impressive.
Clock stops, minute 41. Hand off, left side, that's Whitehead. He's going to get up to about the 32-yard line.
Going to take it up to the Firebird 31-yard line, it appears.
Gain of 2 on the play.
32, be a gain of about 2. Second down.
Clock runs, minute 20. Minute 10, Central to the line. Richardson split out wide to the right. He's got his 3 backs in that wing. Jones goes in motion. Play fake. Jones throw, caught. There's a flag.
Pass is complete. There is a penalty flag.
The tempers are flaring on the lines. I'm going to say that for them. I like it, though. That's good chippy football play. That's what you like. Nothing's been out of control by any means in this game.
Yeah, regardless of the call here, again, another impressive play by number 1, Tyquan Jones. A great pass.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs. There's the call.
Personal foul against Nash Central. That is absolutely brutal. Central moving the football, 54 seconds left, and now they take a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty is going to move it back to the Southern Nash 46-yard line. That'll bring up second down and 22.
Weston, I'm not totally surprised by the penalties that Central is taking. When you got this much momentum, this much excitement and aggression coming up against a 4-0 team like Southern, I expect some penalties to be taken just based off of the excitement. But you've got to play more disciplined football going into the second half.
All right, clock's running. Ball just toss right. It's a fake. Throwing deep. And that ball is picked.
Halfback pass is intercepted. Tyler Maynor on the interception.
Looking deep for Richardson. Tyler Maynor coming up with the pick. Southern at the back, they were not fooled at all. It was a nice looking throw from Jones. Maynor just got good position, went up, pulled it out of the air. Honestly, I don't really have a problem with Central taking a shot there.
Yeah,
They had really put themselves kind of behind the sticks with the penalty. Handoff.
Mitchell Jones on the
up to the
carry. He's going to
30.
take it out to the 31-yard line.
I think Southern is
Be a gain
content
of
to take
about
this to
6.
the locker room.
Timeout.
Well, no, they're going to take a timeout.
Southern
15
Nash.
seconds, timeout on the field.
That'll be their final timeout of the half.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
All right, 15 seconds left. Southern on their own 31. Looks like they're going to run one more play at least. Alford in shotgun, he'll take it. Alford, he's flushed. Alford, throw down underneath, big hit. Jones came up with a hit.
Pass is complete to Nate Redmond.
So Redmond
Going to take it up to the 30-yard
with the
line.
reception. There you go with the 40-yard line. It's a first down.
Southern Nash, first down.
Central's willing to give up that 10-yard pass all day right now.
Yeah,
7.5 seconds left.
I get Southern Nash, going for a different look. They usually are a team that runs the ball, but Alford's got no time. You see multiple guys from Nash Central's defense getting to him immediately.
You usually never see a Southern Nash quarterback under this kind of heat. Woo! Johnson. Oh, Johnson coming across the back. He sacks Alford.
That is the
D'Angelo Johnson exploded off the end, killed his blocker, and then took Alford with him. Folks, that is going to end the first half of play, and what a first half it has been. Nash Central 21, Southern Nash 12. I don't think anyone was expecting to see this tonight. But folks, we have a heck of a football game going. I honestly cannot wait for the second half to start, folks.
Please
Big
welcome
thanks
to the field, your
to
Southern
the
Nash
nice game
High School
sponsors, the Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, the former Steinmart building. Traded, now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Know it the better way at Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard, the only one for everyone. Folks, big thanks to JR's Maintenance, Commercial, Industrial, Metal, Fabrication Services. Proud to support our student athletes.
Percussion captains and Natalie Messer, guard captain.
Let's
Tonight,
breathe.
the band will be performing a portion of their 2022 show.
And let's take a quick time
Where
out.
the Heart Is.
We'll come back, folks, with the third quarter kickoff here on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade it now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Ham.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh him and find out.
Okay. Pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. Phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall, with nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week, bringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
And welcome everyone back on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week here on WHIG TV. Wes Bradshaw, Luke Robertson bring you the action tonight for the press box at Southern Nash. Folks, we got a ball game for you at halftime. Nash Central leading Southern Nash 21-12 as we kick off the third quarter. What a stiff arm. And nice return by Southern to start the quarter.
To start the half.
And Luke,
takes it out.
we got a great environment going on around here tonight. Everybody is invested. This could have been the best thing that happened to Southern Nash is to get punched in the mouth in the first half.
Yeah, Nash Central brought some serious energy to that first half, and you got to think that halftime pump-up speech from Southern Nash is getting them ready to go.
Oh, so we're taking a look around the conference. Rocky Mount down 13-0 at the half to Bunn tonight. The 2A schools coming out strong and swinging here in week 1 of the Big East season.
Mitchell
on the left side, Mitchell.
He stopped after a short game.
He's not going to get much. Second down coming up.
Looks like maybe about 2 yards. That'll bring up second down and 8.
Gain of 2 on the play. One thing's been interesting to me, Southern up front has been pushed around tonight by Nash Central. And as I say that, big run up the middle, ball's loose. Ball is still loose. Central has come up with it.
Madison Jones on the carry. There's a fumble on the play recovered by the Bulldogs. They'll take it for 1st and 10.
We've got a couple of Firebirds down. Oh, one's up. Looks like, okay, they're both up, so we're going to stick right here. I would say big run, and then ball stripped at the end of the run. Southern Nash turns it over again. That's 4 turnovers tonight for Southern Nash.
Very uncharacteristic from the Firebirds, and Nash Central is getting all sorts of opportunities, and I don't want to call it luck, Wes, because they're playing very aggressively and very tough.
Right now, they've forced 4 turnovers and have scored a special teams touchdown. That usually translates to a dub. And the left side, Rogers. Great play in the backfield.
Jaden Whitaker with a big stop.
Jaden Whitaker with the tackle in the backfield. Rogers goes down. I love this, Luke. What did I tell you? What do we want? We just want a good football game, and really for the first time on the Game of the Week, we're getting one this year.
Yeah, that's number 20, Jaden Whitaker. He's their leading defensive player with 5 tackles a game. You're going to see him get back in the backfield a few times. But if I'm Nash Central, I still trust what's been working for me, running to the outside.
2nd and 13. Rogers in motion. Oh, Javaris Jones, they just about took that handoff.
Handoff, and he stopped by Jaheim Wiggins.
Great job by Southern.
Also in on the tackle. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 16.
Jaheim Wiggins nearly took that ball out of Jones' hands. Great penetration up front.
I wouldn't hate to see a few more throws from number 1, Tyquan Jones. We've seen him connect with the receiver a couple of times tonight.
Grayson Richardson is not afraid to go up and fight for the football. We've seen that. And flag on the play. There was movement up front on Central. So now Central's old Achilles heel popping up. They're picking up penalties.
I was hoping we'd get a little more discipline coming out of halftime, but you
Good
see
start against the Bulldogs.
Southern Nash
They'll bring
giving
up
up
3rd
another
down and long.
turnover, and Nash Central taking another penalty.
9:35 to go. 3rd quarter. Jones looking to throw. He'll pick up a couple of yards, just couldn't find anything
That'll
downfield.
bring up 4th down.
Jones picks up a couple on 3rd and long. It'll bring up 4th down. Central going to punt it away.
And you see some guys on that Southern defense taking the bait there up the middle to give Tyquan Jones a better run to the outside. So credit to this Nash Central coaching staff. Great play calling on offense and defense.
Tadlock on to punt it away. Tadlock fielded about the 42, going nowhere. Good coverage by Central.
Central punt. It's going to be dropped.
Jace Wilkerson is down quickly to make the stop. Wasn't a great punt, but not much of a return for Southern, so about as good as Central could have done there.
Sideline warning against the Firebirds is the call. They'll take them a 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Sideline warning called against Southern Nash. Well, to keep that in mind, if it happens again, that's going to be a penalty against Southern.
That's number 10, Jace Wilkerson, getting down there for the tackle. And special teams play from Nash Central has been very impressive tonight.
Here we go, Southern. Hand off up the middle.
Caden Rich Tucker on the carry is going to take it up to midfield. That'll be a gain of 6, bring up 2nd down and 4.
Caden Rich Tucker saying now 4. Yeah, I think we're not really pointing out quite enough. Southern's got to do something. They're down 2 scores. This is a 2-possession game right now. We know Southern can do it. But Southern doesn't need to keep messing around. If they're going to do it, they need to do something, and they're not going to get much help. Nash Central playing for the whistle just like they're supposed to.
First down left of the Pierce.
Caden Rick
The second ball is
Tucker.
going to be marked at the Nash Central 47-yard line. 3rd down and 1.
Okay. I don't get that spot at all. Not the first time we saw that night. Hand off up the middle. Jones going to get the first down. There have been some questionable spots in this ball game.
Southern Nash carry up the middle is going to be good enough for another Southern Nash. First down.
First down, Firebirds are moving it just outside the 40. 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Southern trailing Central 21-12. Alford up to the line, handoff to Jones.
Mitchell Jones up the middle is going to be stopped after a gain of about 3. Bring him second down and 7.
Jones running strong in the middle, picks up 3 yards on first down. Good blocking up front.
Yeah, I think Southern's doing what they've got to do right now, run it straight up the middle against this Central defense. You've seen that you can't beat them on the outside. They play good pass coverage. Southern's got to do what they do best.
Oh, flag on the play.
Trey Mitchell on the carry up the middle.
Mitchell on
He's
that carry.
around the 34-yard line. There's a penalty flag on the play.
That's where that flag was flying out. Southern looks like they're already starting to move backwards. Holding against the
Holding against the
Firebirds.
Firebirds is the call.
All right, ball back at the 47-yard line. Oh, it's 2nd and 15 coming up for Southern Nash. Third man, that is going nowhere.
Hey, Redmond on the carry. He's going to be stopped for no gain. That's going to bring up third down at about 15.
Redmond on that carry up the middle, and he is met by 54 Isaiah Lane. And it's 3rd and long, and this Southern Nash offense, they're looking a little bewildered right now. I don't think they were expecting this to come out in the second half against them.
Very impressive from the Nash Central defense. I mean, Southern's doing what Southern does. They're getting guys multiple touches. They're running up the middle, playing smash mouth football. And this Nash Central defense said, bring it on.
Flag on the play.
Encroachment against Nash Central. That 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment, the call against Central.
Make it third down and around 11.
5-yarder against the Bulldogs. Third down, 11. Southern quickly up to the line. Alford under center. They're in tight. Alford, handoff Redmond, left side. Redmond puts his head down.
No, Redmond on the carry. He's going to
Good
take
run
it up
on
inside
third
the
down. Makes it a
35-yard
much more
line.
manageable
That's
fourth
going to
down
bring
coming
up fourth
up.
down in about
6-minute mark remaining here in the third quarter. Score has not changed since halftime, 21-12. We have a Bulldog down. That's
timeout.
Lane. Lane is up, but he is going to have to come out of the game for at least a play. That's a guy they want on the field on fourth down. He is one of their stalwarts in the middle, is big 54 Isaiah Lane. All right, so big fourth down in this football game. Center to the line. 4th and about 2.5. Handoff. Looks like that he is going to
Mitchell
get the
Jones on the
first
carry.
down.
He's going to take it up near the 30-yard line.
Jones looks like he's going to pick up enough for the first
Again,
down.
on place official for another Southern Nash. First down.
And good hard running by Jones up the middle.
Yeah, I think you're going to see it swing a little more Southern's way in the second half. This is what this depth can provide you. When you've got 3 to 4 guys who can play quality reps at the running back position, you're going to get production.
Toss coming right side. That's going nowhere. Javaris Jones.
Kaden Riggs Tucker on the carry. He's going to be dropped for a loss on the play.
They're not, we said this earlier, they're not beating Central to the outside.
Yeah, not at all. Central's got speed on the outside
gonna be a
offensively
loss of
and
about 2 on the play,
defensively.
bring up second
If
down and
you're
12.
Southern Nash, what you've seen work for you tonight is running it straight up the middle.
If your lineman can't get hands on those quick linebackers, you're not running outside. Handoff up the middle, Redmond. He gets up to about the 30.
He's going to be stopped at the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
So 3rd down and 9, Bulldogs with another chance here. Third down and 9 coming up for Southern Nash. Clock has stopped at 4.5. They're going to get it running again here. Luke, the time that's come off here, this is a huge possession now for Southern Nash. They've got to get points on the board. Third down. Double reverse. Alford out front. Alford with a block.
Tucker on the carry. He's going to take it up inside
Riggs
the
Tucker. That's going to be enough for the first down.
Southern Nash, first down.
That's about the 3rd time tonight they've done that double reverse, and that's the best looking one they've done so far. The quarterback Alford out front throwing a big key block.
You see guys like Traylon Mitchell and Mitchell Jones getting a lot of the big carries, but it's guys like Nate Redmond that make the difference downfield when you got that depth.
And we've got early movement on Southern Nash.
False start against the Firebirds. That'll make it 1st and 15.
5-yard penalty against Southern. All right, loss of 5 on the penalty. 1st and 15 for the Firebirds. Ball back at the 22-yard line. Hand off right side. Mitchell, he's going to get over the 20 out about the 19.
Short gain on the play. Oh, well, looks like it might be a gain of about 3 or 4. That'll bring up 2nd down and long.
Big week of gridiron action here on WHIG TV. Right now you got the high school game of the week. North Carolina Wesleyan University football is on the air this weekend. Join our pal Randy Randallson as he brings you all the action from the brand spanking new football stadium over at North Carolina Wesleyan. Tune in, if nothing else, just check out that stadium. And off right side, ball's loose. Southern able to come out with it.
He's going to take it up inside the 15-yard line.
Ball down to about the 14-yard line.
About 7.
Southern have been super sloppy with the football tonight. Lucky to hold on to that football. .240 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-12. Nash Central leading Southern Nash. Southern Nash is knocking on the door. Hand off. That's going nowhere. Ball's loose.
Ball's out. We got it. We should have it.
Central jumps on it. Turnover number 5 on the night for Southern.
On the carry. Fumble. Recovered by Nash Central.
Luke Robertson, I mean, I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't seeing it myself.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised to see a few mistakes early, especially when Nash Central came out as hot as they did. But that Southern is still making key mistakes like turning the ball over is very surprising to me.
All right, Central takes over. 2:28 to go here in the quarter. Ball on the 14-yard line.
Hit it up. Come on.
Hand off right side, Jones.
5 on the carry for Nash Central. He's going to take it out.
We're going to take our
past the
commercial break for the
15-yard
quarter.
line.
We got to hit
Looks
that.
like
We'll be
a gain
right
of about
back. More
3.
3rd quarter
Second
action
down
on
and
JR's
7.
Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week, WHIG TV.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Yeah.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh him and find out.
Okay. Pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. Phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall, with nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week bringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
And folks, we're welcoming you back on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV. Wes Bradshaw, Luke Robertson bring you a great game of football. Southern Nash trailing Nash Central 21-12, a minute 45 to go here in the third quarter.
Hold out there, kid. Behind, turn it up right there.
Hand off left side.
Number 19 on the carry for the Bulldogs. He's going to take it out near the 23-yard line. That'll bring up third down and short.
Rogers. Third down coming up. A big third down out for Nash Central. They just want to get the first, keep the sticks moving, keep that clock running. Hand off left side. They're going to have the first down. Ball out to the 25-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Nash Central carry up the middle. That'll be enough for a Bulldog first down.
Luke Robertson, clock is going to run, so if Central takes care of the ball, Southern not going to get the ball back in this quarter.
Can't state it enough. These Nash Central running backs are very impressive tonight. They're not big guys, but they are running hard.
Central line up first down. Jones trying to get outside. He's going to lose a big chunk.
Number 5 on the carry for Nash Central. He's going to be stopped by Jaden Whitaker for a big loss on the play.
Jaden Whitaker coming up with the big tackle for loss.
That's the second or third time we've seen Jaden Whitaker get into the backfield there. Again, he is one of their best players on defense. And if you're a defensive leader right now, you've got to step up like Jaden Whitaker did there.
Central don't have to run another play. They're coming to the line. All right, they're going to take it to the fourth quarter, folks. Big thanks to tonight's game sponsors, Small Shops Mall.
That's going to bring us to the end.
Don Bullock Chevrolet, Golden Corral.
Nash Central 21.
Folks, on
the
JR's Maintenance
12.
High School Football Game of the Week, we have got you the game of the year to this point so far. We go ahead to the fourth quarter. Nash Central. Upset is brewing here in Firebird Country. They lead Southern Nash 21-12. We'll be back with fourth quarter action on WHIG TV.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Yeah.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh him and find out.
Okay. Pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. Phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall, with nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week bringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
We are back on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV. Woo, folks, I got so much to say. Welcome to the fourth quarter. We got a ball game. Rogers, left side. Rogers into the secondary. Rogers has a first down and more. Rogers still on his feet. He's going to be out near midfield before being knocked out of bounds. Coach Wes Bradshaw, Luke Robertson is the upset brewing Luke Robertson. It's a two-possession football game, and Nash Central is out near midfield. They are tearing off chunks of yardage.
That's not the first time we've seen a run like that for number 19, James Rogers. As you pointed out earlier, Wes, the young man is a sophomore.
All right, ball spot at the 46-yard line. First and 10 Bulldogs. 11:49 to go in the fourth quarter. 21-12. Flag on the play. Oh, 5-yarder coming up against Nash Central.
First and 15.
False start against the Bulldogs.
Wes, I'm taking a wild guess here. I'm going to say this is the most penalized game that we've seen this season.
I definitely say so. Folks, what are we going to do to follow this up next week? We're taking a break. It's a bye week for us next week. Hand up, left side, slipping the tackle. Still on his feet, loss on the play.
Nash Central ball carrier is going to be dropped for a loss on the play.
It is number 6, Dominique.
Bring up second down to about 16, it appears.
Ball on the 40-yard line, second down. Let's call it 16. Toss. Jones spins out of a tackle. Jones getting to the sideline. There's a flag on the play. That is in the holding
Foul on
zone.
the carry. He's going to take it out near the 41-42 yard line. The
holding
is
against
the
Central.
call against Nash Central. It will be declined.
All right,
and it'll
Southern
bring up
gonna
third down
decline the
at about
penalty.
14.
They're going to take the result of the play, which was a short gain, but also they get the down. Southern don't really have a lot of time here to play with. Just trying to get yardage.
Yeah, even though Nash Central's up 21-12, this is the part of the game where you can't keep taking penalties like that. This Southern Nash team, though they haven't been on their A game tonight, will take advantage of those mistakes.
Let's see if Central starts to run this clock. Ball's on the ground. Jones with the recovery. Let's see where they're going to spot him.
Fumble on the play, recovered by Nash Central.
All right, they're going to spot him at the 39. Punt team going to come on. Right now, they did not do it there. If you're Nash Central, you've got to start milking that clock some. You've got to let it get down inside 5 seconds before you're snapping the football. Once again, it is a 2-possession game. Everything is up against Southern right now. It is on them to have to do something. Oh, snap, almost gets away from him. Central very fortunate to have gotten that ball off.
Now Central punt will be down at the 34-yard line.
Oh, down at the 34-yard line.
First and 10.
All right, Southern Nash takes over. 9:53 remaining.
If I'm the Firebirds here, I've got to find a different way to respond.
Not getting off to a great start as they're having personnel issues just getting on the field. Toss, Mitchell. Mitchell's hit.
Trey Mitchell on the carry. He's going to be stopped after a gain of about 3. It'll bring up second down and 7.
Gain of 3 on the play. We've got multiple Bulldogs on the ground. And one of them unable to get up. That's Elijah Harrison. We'll take a quick injury timeout.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
Out of that injury timeout, Southern back to the line. 9:41 to go. Clock starts. Don't forget, Southern need 2 scores. Toss, Mitchell. Mitchell finding his way forward.
Trey Mitchell on the carry is going to take it up to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line.
All right, ball up to the 44. Southern going to be just short of the first down. And now they're just going to go ahead and move the sticks.
Another Southern Nash first down.
I honestly don't know about some of these spots tonight. Alford, Mitchell, left side. Mitchell's hit. And he'll go out of bounds at about the 46.
Trey Mitchell on the carry is going to be run out of bounds after a gain of about 1.
I mean, Wes, we've said it many times tonight. Southern Nash can't beat Nash Central to the outside. These defensive players for Nash Central are quick. They're going to hit hard. Southern Nash's success has come from running it up the middle. And honestly, I wouldn't hate to see a pass here. They got to get points on the board at this point.
Because not only have Central been fast to the outside, they've been disciplined when they get to the outside. Folks, if you've seen enough Central as I have over the years, these are not words you usually use with Central. This has been as impressive a performance from Nash Central as I've seen in years. All right, Alford under center. Folks, that should be a delay of game. Another penalty against Southern Nash, delay of game.
Delay of game against the Firebirds.
2nd and 14 coming up. Clock runs, 8:50 to go. And folks, Central, I believe they took the timeout.
Nash Central, there is a penalty flag.
Late flag on the field. All right, folks, we're going to take our quick quarter timeout. 8:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. Our final timeout of the night. We'll be back on the J.R.'s Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week, WHIG TV. That timeout. 2nd and 15 for Southern Nash. 8:43 to go. Alford looking to throw. Alford's in trouble. He's going down. Alford on the blind side. Isaiah Finkley, who's just had an all over the field game tonight. He's been returning kicks and punts. And sacking quarterbacks, doing everything. Finkley's having a big game for Central.
Yeah, not only are they sealing off the side in terms of the run game, but they're beating the offensive line of Southern Nash, getting to the quarterback. Any time that Alford has dropped back to throw tonight, he's had about half a second before he sees a Bulldog right in his face.
Folks, we reiterated, this is a 2-possession game. We're under 8. Double reverse. Mitchell. And on 3rd and 23, the double reverse catches Central over committing.
And another Southern Nash first down.
First down, Firebirds. That was a monster play in this football game. Alford, that play's broken. And Alford's going to go down around the 40, flag down. That could be a very interesting flag to see what that's going to be. Looks like it's going to be against Southern Nash.
Holding.
Oh, a holding penalty against the Firebirds.
When you have a big play like that, a big run to play before, you cannot take a holding penalty like that to set yourself back. Southern Nash needs all the momentum they could get right now.
Wow. Alford. Inside handoff. That counter's not going much of anywhere.
Thomas opening up the middle is going to be a short gain on the play.
Clock down to 7 minutes.
Going to make it second down to about 17.
Southern scored on their first 2 possessions of the football game. Since then, this Central defense has been fantastic. Another reverse. Mitchell trying to get outside. And Mitchell going to be tackled at the 28. Flag down. I believe that could be a horse collar.
Up inside the Nash Central 30-yard line. Gain of the place official for another Southern Nash. First down.
Oh, so it'll be a first down. Let's see who gets added. A horse collar against Central.
certainly don't want to take a penalty if you're Nash Central, and definitely one that could injure another player. But I understand the Bulldogs doing what they have to do to stop that run right there. However, putting Southern Nash in better field positioning here.
6:35 to go. Southern at the 15-yard line. They've been inside the red zone a few times. Alford drops, throws, man open. But that ball just came out of his hand, all kinds of weird.
Conference pass is incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Second down and 10.
Clock stops 6:28.
Hey, no. We gotta get a different 40. We gotta get a different 40. We gotta get
Woo. Ball on the 14. Alford under center. Man in motion. Handoff going right side. Cut back on the inside. Into the end zone. Put 6 on the board. 5 more fans. That's a Southern Nash touchdown. Thomas Copeland from 14 yards out. And with 6:22 to go, the lead is cut to 3. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Southern had missed both their extra point attempts tonight. They missed the kick, and also they missed the 2-point conversion earlier. Chasing those points has left them behind. They are sending on the kick team. Snap, hold, kick is on the way. And it's good. All right, folks. Strap in. Charlotte Benson's extra point is good. 6:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Nash Central 21, Southern Nash 19. All right, Luke Robertson. You're Nash Central. You're getting this football back. You know who you've got. You know what you've got. How can you make as much of that 6:22 disappear as possible?
Yeah, a difficult amount of time on the clock here for Nash Central. They've got to get as many first downs as they can, keep that clock running. Interested to see how aggressive they're going to be in getting another score.
The aggressiveness has helped them at times. It has really hurt them at times. The penalties have hurt them, both sides of the ball.
You can feel here at Southern Nash the momentum swinging a little bit. The Firebirds feel like they have a little bit more of a chance.
On the Firebird side, they've turned it over 5 times tonight and given up a kickoff return for a touchdown, and they find themselves 2 down with 6.5 to go. We are playing football. Mortar kick. Folks, that ball is loose. I believe Central came up on it. All right, Central holds on to it. A well-timed hit on the kickoff. A little surprising Central didn't call for the fair catch. Almost came back to Burnham.
Hey, let's go right here, defense. Let's go, team.
Folks, listen to that crowd from Southern Nash. They are loud and rowdy. Nash Central ball on the 36-yard line. Handoff, Jones puts his head down, goes forward. I love that first down run. You pick up about 4 yards, and you're going to take a good 35, 40 seconds off that clock going forward as well. That's exactly what Central needed on first down.
Yeah, I think if you're Nash Central, you just have to keep doing what's made you successful all night. Hand the ball off to Javaris Jones, hand the ball off to James Rogers, and just see how much time you can eat off that clock.
All right, Jones has to know the time. He's got to know the situation. Get that clock inside 3 seconds before you're snapping it. Handoff, Jones left side. Jones!
Number 5 on the carry. First down, Nash Central, it appears.
Coach, let's check it on the spot. Clock has stopped. Momentarily, they're checking the location on this ball. And it will be a first down, Bulldogs.
First down, Nash Central.
Well, I was going to say that's probably one of the easier spots of the night.
I was still wondering what was going to happen there. All right, Central. Clock is running. They don't need to snap this till there's 5 minutes left on the clock. Jones, handoff. He'll pick up a yard.
Your 5 on the carry is going to be stopped around the 47-yard line. They're getting about 1. That'll bring up second down and 9.
Central are running it for everything they're worth. Southern Nash got to come up with a stop and get the football back. Clock runs. Toss sweep coming right side. Rogers head down. Rogers has the first down. And a Southern Nash player is down on the play. And we're going to take a quick injury timeout.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
All right, 1st and 10 for Central. Jones gets nothing on it. So Central has got to run some clock. Why are they snapping with 15 seconds left on the play clock when the clock's running? Let the clock run.
Timeout. Southern Nash, their first charge timeout open.
Southern Nash takes timeout, 4:07 remaining. We'll take it with them. All right, folks, back to the action. 2nd down. Southern, a pair of timeouts left. All right, they have not blown for play to start yet. Officials discussing on the field. All right, Luke, while they're discussing that, let's take a look ahead for us. Folks, I have bad news for you. This will be the final time the Wes and Luke show ride. Luke going to be moving on to the big leagues here in a few weeks. We're on a bye next week, and then the next week, folks, I'm going to let Luke go solo. Myself and Randy Randallson take a little road trip to have Randy inducted into the Left-Handed Bowling Hall of Fame in Pennsylvania. I didn't know it was a thing either, but apparently I have to put him in this Hall of Fame. So we'll be rolling out on the weekend, folks. So this will be the last time that Luke and I are together. And Luke, we have a great football game to go out on at least.
Yeah, I think I speak for both of us when I say we weren't expecting this result with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Nash Central being up 21-19 on the 4-0 Southern Nash Firebirds.
With the ball, folks, the officials, I don't know what they're trying to figure out, but we're going to give them a minute to figure out. All right, folks, here we go, 4:06. Jones snapped, handoff, Rogers. Rogers has a first down and more. Flag on the play. Rogers down near the 20.
Penalty flag on the play.
Folks, you've got to think where that is. You've got a bad feeling what it might be.
Shot block. against Nash Central with the foul.
Illegal chop block against Nash Central. Wipes out the Rogers first down run. You talk about a gut punch if you're Nash Central.
If the Bulldogs can pull off a clean play on a Rogers run to the outside, I mean, that's what's made them successful all night. They've got to stop with the penalties, especially now. Don't let Southern Nash get back in good scoring
If they
position.
take that penalty, they'll make it second down and 25.
Second and 25 instead of a huge run. That is a huge flip of field position. Central all the way back to the Southern 41. Clock is running. Inside handoff. Jones looking some running room. Southern Nash going to take a timeout.
Nash Central's runner is brought down. It'll be 44 yards.
Timeout, 3:36 to go.
Their second charge timeout.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.
All right, folks, we're back. Big third down. Southern have one timeout remaining, 3:36 to go. Central handoff, Rogers. Rogers in the secondary. Rogers back over the original line of scrimmage. That young man is having a night.
Running back goes into the Southern Nash 40-yard line. He does go out of bounds. That'll bring up fourth down and about 6.
James Rogers is like watching a missile being shot out of a silo.
4th and 7.
Folks, suddenly there's a chance on this fourth down at least. 4th down and 7. If you're Central, what do you do here?
I think you've got to do what's been working all night. And even if you don't convert this, you still give Southern Nash poor field positioning.
Central's going to take a timeout. Timeout with 3:27 remaining. All right, big fourth down coming up. You hear the Southern fans. They are fired up. Folks, if Central can pull off a first down here, that would be massive. If Southern can come up with a stop, they have a chance. Flag on the play.
False start against the Bulldogs. That'll bring up 4th down and 0.
False start against Nash Central. I don't know if I'm not just putting this football away and putting it in my defense. Central, one timeout left. I think they are going to run the punt team out there. They are running out of time, though. Folks, Central aren't going to get this off. They're going to have to take a penalty.
Delay a game against the Bulldogs.
Delay a game against Nash Central.
Gordon, the clock's not moving either.
Folks, a hold, a false start. Here they come. Bad snap. And Southern Nash. Did Nash Central just implode in front of our eyes?
Yeah, where Nash Central needed it most there to get that fourth down, to get that first down conversion. Something terrible happened and put Southern Nash in great field positioning with 3:22 on the clock.
A hold, a false start, a delay of game, and that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Man in motion, handoff coming left side. Mitchell slits a tackle. He's on his feet. Mitchell up to the 25-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Firebirds. Each team with one timeout left. Southern does not have to be in a hurry. Alford, handoff, right side. That's going nowhere. Big hit.
Thomas Copeland on the carry. He's going to be stopped for the last on the play.
Copeland got nothing out of that.
Make it second down and 12.
It's something I'm stressing here if I'm Southern Nash is ball security. We've seen the amount of turnovers they've had tonight. They have got to hang on to the football.
5 turnovers tonight for Southern Nash. The fact that Southern Nash have 5 turnovers and have given up a special teams touchdown. Don't forget also a special teams touchdown called back off of Central. Double reverse, that's been getting them all night. Mitchell, though, this time, he doesn't get much of anything. He gets back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Again, Nash Central cutting off the edge
Looks
there.
like it's going to be marked around the 24. That'll bring up third down and 9.
They've been catching Central over-committing with that reverse that time. Great job by the Bulldogs of staying home. 2:25 to go. Clock stopped. The runner went out of bounds. How will this story be written? Copeland in motion. Toss. Jones puts it on the ground. Ball loose. Central up with it. You've got to be kidding me. 6th turnover of the night. Jones wasn't touched. Jones just lost the football. And Central get it back with 2:18 remaining.
Again, as I said earlier, if I'm Southern, I'm stressing ball security there, and we see exactly what's been happening all night. And let's not just totally put it on Southern. That Nash Central defense is pressuring them every single play.
The Central defense has been absolutely fantastic tonight. Now, can the offense run this last 2:18 off the clock? Southern only one timeout remaining. Handoff Jones up the middle. You just said it, ball security. That is all Nash Central has got to be preaching right now. And Southern are going to use their last timeout with 2:04 remaining. Folks, we'll stop it with them.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors. JR's Maintenance Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard, the only one for everyone.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Ham.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh him and find out.
Okay. Pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Hi, I'm Fred George, president of Trade It and Small Shops Mall, inviting you to come visit both stores right next to each other at 2916 Sunset Avenue in the Inglewood Square Shopping Center. At Trade It, you'll find the best selection of gently used items, all backed by a 30-day warranty. phones, jewelry, video games, computers, tools, musical instruments, TVs, stereos, phone accessories, and pretty much anything else you can think of. And when you come visit, bring some items you aren't using anymore, and we'll pay you cash on the spot. So bring that TV from your guest room, those tools you don't need, that old phone, your old jewelry, or the video games no one plays anymore, and turn them into cash at Trade It. Walk right next door to Trade It and check out the ever-changing merchants of Small Shops Mall, with nearly 100 shops selling antiques, clothing, crafts, Dixie Belle paints, books, toys, computer repair, vinyl records, games, hot sauce, candles, and a lot more. And if you've ever thought of owning your own retail business, talk to our staff about opening up a small retail store here at Small Shops, where there's never a long-term lease and we're open 7 days a week, bringing up your sales for you. Locals shop local at Trade It and Small Shops Mall.
Why buy from Don Bullock Chevrolet? What we do it better for you, like the lifetime care promise. Just drive into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil, check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
All right, folks, Nash Central, second down. Southern cannot stop the clock again. Toss, Jones, he'll fire forward, he'll pick up a yard. Under 2 to go. Folks, we talked about it earlier, and Central didn't really get around to it. Let the clock run. Do not snap the ball until there is under 3 on the play clock.
Yeah, they're in a difficult position where you've got to keep getting first downs and converting. You don't want to give Southern back the ball. They're certainly capable of a big play, but like you said, you've got to keep that clock rolling.
A first down ends this ball game for Nash Central. Jones hit as soon as he got the ball. Fourth down coming up. Clock is running, folks. We're about to go under a minute. Okay, here's the situation. Ball on the 34-yard line. Clock is running. Central have 20 more seconds they can burn off. 52 seconds remaining in the ball game. Southern are going to get one more chance. Remember, folks, the last time Central tried to punt, it was a bad snap. Punter did not get it off. There's the snap. There's the punt. Mitchell has some daylight. Ball's loose. All right, Southern recovers. Clock stops 28.5 seconds. Mitchell saw the daylight, but never had the football.
Wes, I'm looking for number 86, Landon Baker here, the wide receiver, tight end, who's got 4 touchdowns, 4 receiving touchdowns on the season. Look for Alford to get it to him down the field, number 86.
Southern with 2 wide. Here we go. No timeouts. Alford rolling to his right. Throws out in the flat. Incomplete. Mitchell couldn't hold on to it. That's probably to their benefit, because he was getting tackled after about a 1-yard gain there, and the clock was going to run. That is to the benefit of Southern Nash. 23.2 to go.
You've got to have incredible clock management here if you're Southern Nash.
Alford snap. Alford rolls to his right. Alford, he's in trouble. He's flushed. Throw. Incomplete. Clock stops 17.2. Alford took a hit. Alford, he's up. And I don't think they blew him dead for an official timeout. All right, 3rd down and 10. Is this living up to the moniker of the game of the week here on WHIG TV? This is game of the year. Baker split out wide right. They've got to get it off. That should be a delay of game. Alford throwing deep. He's got a man. Pick. Jones has it. Jones is going down the sideline. Somebody tell Jones just go down. He'll go down with 5.5 left. Alford took a shot as he threw it. Folks, for Southern Nash, that should have been a delay of game. It wasn't called. Jones with the pick.
Nash Central will take over inside.
And Nash Central will open the 2022 Big East season with a shocking upset as they come to Southern Nash. I can't tell you the last time Nash Central knocked off Southern Nash. Folks, the last we saw, Rocky Mount was trailing Bunn in the fourth quarter of that game. Are the 2As rising up this year and saying not this time? Wow. What a football game.
Well, she certainly made a good point of Southern Nash taking that timeout when Nash Central had the ball earlier in terms of clock management. But, man, if I'm them, I wish I had that timeout on that last play.
Looks like Central taking their timeout. Or actually, I believe it's just the officials trying to figure out everything going on. Folks, big thanks to tonight's game sponsors. What a game it has been. The Small Shop Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, Rocky Mount. Traded's now open inside there. Don Bullock Chevrolet on Wesleyan Boulevard. Golden Corral on North Wesleyan Boulevard. Folks, all Nash Central have to do is drop a knee. The way this game's going, I say all they've got to do. Jones will drop the knee, and there is the big, that is the biggest win of the Chris Lee era. Nash Central roll into Southern Nash. They win it 21-19 in the game of the year here on the Game of the Week. Luke Robertson, we're going out in style, my friend.
An absolutely unbelievable game from Nash Central. Southern Nash certainly made a lot of mistakes in terms of turnovers, but the speed on both sides of the ball for Nash Central and the aggressiveness that they played with on both sides of the ball was unmatched by the Firebirds.
Folks, I have not seen a Nash Central football team put in as gutsy a performance, as hard-fought a performance, and as well played, honestly, a performance in years. It has been a very long time since I've seen Nash Central do something like that. And they have shocked the Big East tonight as they have knocked off Southern Nash. Javaris Jones, James Rogers, the dynamic duo in the backfield. That's just Batman and Batman back there, the way those two played tonight.
And it started off with that opening kickoff run back for a touchdown by Javaris Jones. And what was impressive to me is that Nash Central did not take their foot off the gas the entire game. Impressive game by the Bulldogs.
Southern Nash scored on their first two drives of the ball game. It looked like they were about to just roll on. And then suddenly it just stopped. Nash Central defensively outstanding tonight. They played within themselves. There were a bunch of penalties in this football game on both sides. I cannot say it was the greatest officiated game I've ever seen in my life. But Nash Central stuck it out, and they got the job done. A massive victory. And once again, I'll say it. I'm on record saying it. That's the biggest win of the Chris Lee era. 4-1 Nash Central now sit. 1-0 in the Big East. Folks, I didn't think I'm good. I'm just trying to be as honest with you as I can right now. I didn't see this happening.
Yeah,
I didn't see this happening at all.
The least amount of points this Southern Nash team has put up all season, being 4-0, is 34 against South Granville last week. They put up 63 against Corinth Holders, 41 against Fike. That was a game we saw them play. And Wes, contrast to that Fike game, this game tonight looked a lot different.
And you've got the schedule right there. What was the earlier the game that that Central lost this year?
Yeah, Central lost to Smithfield-Selma 49-17, a big loss. 2 wins outside of that where they put up 52 and 35 points. So this offense has had some great games thus far.
That said, those 2 wins weren't against what you would call great competition. I think, Southeast Halifax.
Southeast Halifax and North Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, those are two teams that they should beat on their schedule. To turn in this performance tonight, I'm stunned. I'm seriously stunned. If this is Nash Central turning a corner, excuse me, they're 3-1 now. I said they were 4-1 earlier. They're 3-1 now. If they're turning a corner, if things are suddenly starting to click for Nash Central, wow, that was a big time performance from those Bulldogs tonight. And Chris Lee has got to be extremely proud of his team, and this should be something they can build on.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a few more adjustments offensively from Southern Nash. I thought their defense stepped up well in the second half, but you can't keep trying to run outside when Nash Central's clearly got that edge sealed. But again, that's what Southern Nash does. They have a host of guys who can run the ball, and they do it well. We saw that's how they scored tonight. I think we got to give more credit to this Nash Central defense.
Folks, after this week, we're taking a break next week. We're calling a bye week here on the Game of the Week. It was already planned in, folks. I'm not throwing anything new out there. After that, the week after, folks, I won't be here. Luke is going to be handling it solo that week. And, folks, after that, I don't know. We'll see what happens after that because Luke is trading in his Crokies at the coast for a pair of Spurs. And he is heading out west. We're going to call him Tex from now on, I guess. So, folks, this is the last time Luke and I are going to get together this year and do a game. And I just want to say, Luke, it was short. It was sweet, man. It was fun. And thank you so much for hopping in with us as much as you did this year. And I'm going to miss you.
I appreciate it, Wes. I'm going to miss you as well. It was a great run we had. I'll be doing my best Wes Bradshaw impersonation when I see this Nash Central team actually at Rocky Mount.
That's right, which suddenly now that is a hugely intriguing game on the schedule where originally it was like, well, we kind of got to do this. Now suddenly that game is has massive intrigue to it. I want to say maybe later this season we have Central playing Northern Nash. So I think we're seeing Central play all of the 3A teams. Yeah, that's right. The next week I'll be back, and it'll be Northern Nash at Nash Central. So we're going to see how real this Nash Central team is, but based on what we saw tonight, Rocky Mount better be ready. Northern Nash better be ready because that is not a walkover of a football team. That Nash Central team the light switch may have flipped for Nash Central.
Yeah, this is certainly a confidence-building game if you're them. I mean, they had a winning record coming into the game, but like you said, hadn't played a great team thus far. Going 3-1 now, going into conference play. I mean, this is a huge confidence builder. Also very interested to see how Southern Nash responds. A very great program, a very talented team who had an off night tonight. Again, we've got to give credit to the Nash Central defense, but they're a good team as we've seen.
I told you before the season started, you and I got together just to go over some things. I told you Southern Nash is a heck of a football team. They're a heck of a football program. Every now and then, though, they're going to have a night they put the ball on the ground 8 times, and they're going to have a dozen penalties. Guess what they did tonight, folks? 6 turnovers, penalty after penalty after penalty, and it got them a 2-point loss. They gave up a special teams touchdown and turned the ball over 6 times. You should not win that football game. And they didn't. They didn't. Central did what they had to do. They got the job done. They go to 3-1 on the season. Southern Nash falls to 4-1. Southern Nash still a ton to play for. So nothing to hang their heads about. Folks, big thanks to tonight's game sponsors, the Small Shops Mall, Don Bullock Chevrolet, and Golden Corral. Folks, JR's Maintenance, our title sponsor, proud to support all their student athletes. All right, folks. Check out Wesleyan football this weekend. Old Rando's going to be on there. Randy Randallson will be bringing you some Wesleyan football. We're taking the week off next week. Luke will be back the week after that. And then I'll be back, folks. Robbie, you're the man behind the cam. Luke, big thanks. I'm Wes Bradshaw. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks here on the JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week on WHIG TV.
All right, you're holding up my progress.
This week's JR's Maintenance High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following sponsors: JR's Maintenance, Commercial and Industrial Metal Fabrication Services, proud to support student athletes. Small Shops Mall, 2916 Sunset Avenue, inside the former Steinmart building. Dozens of locally owned shops inside Small Shops. Trade It now open inside Small Shops. Don Bullock Chevrolet, 1920 North Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount. Doing it the better way. Don Bullock Chevrolet. Golden Corral, located at 921 North Wesleyan Boulevard. The only one for everyone.